Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Wellman and welcome to City Scene. This month we're going to talk about some ongoing road construction projects. We're going to talk about the importance of getting your flu shot, and finally we're going to meet some of the new dentists at Falls Community Health. Stay tuned.
My hero is my neighbor because she rakes the lawn for me when I can't.
She's always there whenever anyone needs a helping hand.
My teacher is my hero because she always makes time for everyone.
Welcome back everybody. It might be fall, but we still have some ongoing road construction projects. Here's Shannon Austin to fill us in.
Hi Sioux Falls, Shannon Austin here in the southwest part of the city with a huge drainage project going on behind us. We welcome back to the show Dina from our City Engineering Project Manager. Dina, what is going on behind us?
We are building an underground detention facility for the stormwater in this area.
Okay, and so stormwater, remind our viewers, comes from the sky, right?
Correct,
Okay.
Yeah, it is rainwater.
Okay,
yes.
and so then eventually all this water goes to the river, right?
Yes, correct,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so these big silver things behind us are actually an underground detention cell then?
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
How big are they?
They are 11.5 feet in diameter,
Wow.
and there will be 12 of them when it's all done.
So why are we going underground?
Because this area, collects 165 acres of developed area.
Okay.
So in order to store that much water or to detain that much water, you would need a huge pond.
Okay.
We just don't have that kind of area in developed areas like this, so
Okay.
we have to go underground.
So is this a new thing that we've been doing, or have we done this before in the city?
Yeah, we did one several years ago under Edison's football field.
Okay.
Not quite as big as this one, but this would be the second one installed in the city.
And does the one at Edison Middle School, does it work pretty well?
Yeah, it works wonderful.
Okay, so it basically, explain what a detention is to our viewers.
Okay, this facility, what it'll do is the rainwater will collect in the inlets, the storm inlets that are in the streets,
Okay.
and it'll pour into this facility, and it'll hold it there, and it'll exit out into one small 30-inch pipe, and then eventually get out to the I-29 ditch.
Okay, so it is just like other areas of the city where you have the open area and people can actually see the water levels rising during storm events. It'll still have the same effect, it's just they won't be able to see it.
Correct, yep,
Okay.
it'll be all underground.
Okay, so we're also on site here. The contractor is making the pipe. So tell us how that happens.
So what they do is the steel is delivered flat in a really tight roll, like a toilet paper roll.
Okay.
It's put onto a machine and then it is pressed into corrugation, the bumps.
Okay.
And it's pressed into that and then it's rolled in this big circle.
Have we seen that before? I don't believe Edison, they made those pipes on site. Is it more effective or more efficient to make them on site?
The pipe actually at 11.5 feet, it's too big to ship.
Ah, very good.
So that's why they have to make them on site.
Okay. Have you had lots of citizens come over and check out what the heck you're doing?
There has been a lot of people that either walk by or drive by and ask what we're doing. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so how long has this project been? How long have they been working on the underground detention?
Actually, the installation of the pipe goes really fast.
Okay.
We've had some delays with the rain this spring and summer, but it really only takes them a couple days to install two full rows of pipe.
Okay.
So in all, they've probably been working on it for a few weeks, but it should have taken them about 4.
Okay, and so we also see the contractor placing rock around the pipe. What is that for?
The rock, actually, it's a really clean rock that they place between, so when the rain comes, it'll hit the field, and then it'll just soak down into the dirt. Well, it'll come down into the rocks, and then as you can see, the pipes have little bitty holes in them, perforations. The water will actually drip through them as well. So it doesn't always have to enter through the inlets in the streets.
Okay, so that just allows better protection on these large storm events that we've been having.
Yep.
Okay. So this project, when will the underground detention be done?
It'll be done here. Actually, it'll be done here in the next couple weeks.
So that's
fully operational this fall.
Okay, so done like probably in the middle of October, beginning of October?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what goes back on the top?
So there will be 6 feet of fill that goes back on top, 4
Okay.
feet of clay and 2 feet of actual topsoil. And then when it's all finished and leveled off, it'll be reestablished back to grass, just a green, open park field.
And then just a park then.
Yep.
So when is the overall project going to be done?
The overall project, well, this is only a small portion of this project.
Okay.
We actually touch 20 blocks worth of streets on both the east and the west side to upgrade all of the storm sewer to accommodate filling these pipes.
Oh, wow.
So that project will be done next summer.
And how big of a project is that?
So the total project is about $10 million.
Okay, and is that a local contractor that's doing the work?
Yes, yep.
Excellent.
It's a local contractor that's installing the pipe and everything. The steel pipe is actually being made by Contact.
Okay.
And actually, because of the size of the steel and the project that we're doing, both Contact and Northland Steel are 2 of the biggest steel manufacturers in the country.
Excellent.
And they actually teamed up to supply this job.
Oh,
'cause
wonderful.
It's too big for one contractor.
So as far as my last question is regarding the park then, when can people actually start using the park again then?
We hope that we can have it seeded this fall and then usable by summer of
Okay.
next year. But it will be just reestablished back to a miscellaneous universal field.
Okay.
Rugby has been relocated to a new field north of the Sanford Sports Complex.
Oh, great.
Up there, north of the junior football fields. And that field has already actually been completed, and we hope to get them back on there next summer too.
Excellent. Well, you guys certainly have been busy, so keep up the great work.
Yes, thank you.
Well, our next update is on the complete opposite side of the city. We are up here by Veterans Parkway and Rice Street, and we welcome back to the show Mike from the DOT. Mike, you have been doing a lot since the last time we were here earlier this summer.
We've had a lot of work to get completed out here this year.
So, what is the main focus of work going on right now?
I would say the main focus would be the amount of grading that we have going on.
Okay.
Obviously, again, on this project, it's a large undertaking. 1.9 million cubic yards of dirt needed to be hauled out here. I would say that's kind of phased out in between 2018 and 2019. In 2018, we probably had roughly 800,000 to 1 million yards of dirt to move this year.
Okay.
I would say we are about 70 to 80% complete on that.
Oh, excellent. So the last time we were out here, when we took the view from Rice Street, there was a large, well, it was a deep
There was a
hole. So
the existing topography there was down about 70 feet.
So that's how much dirt that you've raised.
So
Wow.
I would say we have about 60 feet in of the 70 that we need to fill to build the roadway.
That's
so
a lot of dirt.
It is a lot of dirt.
So explain, maybe in layman's terms, how much is 1.9 million cubic yards?
So 1.9 million cubic yards would be the equivalent of 590 Olympic-sized pools.
Ooh, that's a lot.
For sports fans, we could fill up the Houston Astrodome and still have dirt left over.
Okay.
So-
And still have dirt left over.
And still have dirt left over, yes. About
Wow.
300,000 cubic yards left over.
So you have 60% of that done this year, and the other portion will be done then in 2019?
The rest of the grading will
Okay.
be done in 2019, correct?
And where will that grading be done? Will it be done by Rice Street, or will it be closer to the interstate?
We'll have some finish grading to do at Rice Street, but the majority of our work will actually be north of the Big Sioux River.
Okay.
More in the 60th Street and actually north of I-90.
Okay. North of I-90. Okay.
So we've kind of boxed in, and the work at the interchange on I-90, which will be a single point interchange, after complete, We need to remove the bridge and build it all in 2019.
Okay.
And obviously the dirt work needs to match up to that.
So we can see, though, that 60th Street North and Redwood Boulevard are graded out, right?
Correct.
And so is that to the final grade?
That is to the final grade. At this point, we need to add in our base course and concrete material.
Okay. And will that be paved in 2018 or will that come in 19?
That'll come in 19.
So a lot of the paving will be in 19 then?
A lot of the paving. By design, we'd like to try and get a freeze-thaw cycle out here into our grade. You know, with the freeze-thaw cycle, we get a little bit of settlement or otherwise. That's a positive for us to go through one freeze-thaw cycle and kind of hopefully get some settlement out of our roadway.
So behind us then, we have some pillars or some piers. Can you explain to our viewers what those
are?
Yeah.
So that is a column for what we call our substructure member, or foundation, for our northbound and southbound Big Sioux River bridges. These two bridges are going to be 960 feet long. They change in elevation from south to north by 30 feet.
Oh, wow.
And obviously that span, as you can see behind us, we have to span the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad, as well as the Big Sioux River and the associated floodplain.
And so the concrete piers are the first that are in, but then you also have these steel.
We have steel coffer dams built over here. That is to excavate down to bedrock.
Okay.
And that's how we kind of build our foundation to support our bridge.
Okay. So, of course, I'm sure our viewers are very interested. You know, we've had so much rain.
We have.
How has rain impacted our project?
I will say, from the grading side of things, the contractor's done a really nice job to overcome. Obviously, in Sioux Falls, as we all know, we've had above average rainfall. Obviously, with the Big Sioux River, it's preventing us to do work. We do have a substructure member out in the river.
Okay.
So it's preventing us from starting there, but thankfully we have enough other areas to work out here that it's really not holding up the overall schedule of the project.
So can some of those piers be put in the wintertime? Will the contractor work in the wintertime?
Yes. Again, it all depends upon as far as what, how weather interacts with them.
Okay.
Obviously, our weathers can be pretty brutal out here. We're not going to be working out here in sub-zero temperatures, but if it's a lighter winter, yes, our contractor intends to work.
So remind me again, who's the contractor and how many millions of dollars this project is?
So the prime contractor on this project is Riley Brothers. They're based out of Morris, Minnesota.
Okay.
And the overall contract price is $54.5 million.
Wow. And is Riley also doing the bridges?
The bridge work is Lunda Construction. They're based out of Wisconsin.
So both out-of-state contractors, but they've been working well.
They've been doing very well. Yes.
Great, excellent. So anything else you want to tell our viewers? I know I always get calls of, wow, they're just every day that we drive out there, something changes. So it really changes.
There is. At this point, from our standpoint, to me, the quick takeaway is that progress is going well. I would say we're about 60 to 70% complete of what we expected this year out on the project. Things are looking good going into 2019.
All right, so completion again, though, is August of 2020, roughly, right?
Yes, the overall completion, open to traffic, is August of 2020.
So, Mike, then for our drivers, even though a lot of this work is being done not under traffic, will our drivers see any impacts?
We do have some minimal impacts going on this year. Like you said, a lot of our work is on a new alignment, not an existing route, so we don't have major impacts like most projects that we have. We do have a minor impact on Rice Street. You will see we have temporary signals up, and the contractor is utilizing some communications with the temporary signals to allow scrapers to proceed across Rice Street.
Okay.
Obviously, we turn the lights red. The scrapers go across, they turn back green, traffic is able to run again. So some minor impacts to those to the traveling public.
And that'll be for how long then?
I would anticipate that we're probably looking for another 2 or 3 weeks, and that'll cease.
By probably late fall they'll be gone.
Yes, late fall they will be out of here.
All right, well, excellent. Well, we are definitely coming back here to check on your progress because there is a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff here. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thanks, Shannon. Folks, did you know that an estimated 80,000 people died from the flu last year? There's some really simple things you can do, and really number one is the importance of getting your flu shot. Here's Katie Wick to explain all about it.
It's that time of year to talk about influenza in the fall, so we are here with our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jennifer Tingley. Dr. Tingley, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's time to talk about flu season again.
Yes, it is. Yep.
A really important topic to get people covered with influenza vaccine. Yep. So let's just start off and talk about what is influenza.
Yeah. So influenza is a viral infection. It usually affects the lungs. It's something that would cause fevers, body aches, really bad cough, can lead to pneumonia as well.
Okay, and so, and it's spread with all of those things, and so especially in like schools or workplace, those kind of things.
Right. I mean, anywhere that you see a high density of people, you know, a lot of people in the same area, the risk of passing that infection goes up because it is spread airborne. So coughing, sneezing, touching one another, that's how this infection spreads from person to person.
Okay, and our best prevention is the flu shot.
It is, yep. Vaccination is the best way to prevent influenza, absolutely.
And who might be at highest risk for getting influenza?
Yep, so certainly anybody can get influenza, but we worry the most about our little ones, so babies less than 6 months old, and then anybody that has an immunocompromising condition such as diabetes, cancer, and then we worry about our elderly, certainly.
Okay, and so to help some of those people, everybody should get vaccinated. And what are the ages?
Right.
Where do we start?
Yep, so anybody older than 6 months old will be able to get the vaccine, and it is just recommended across the board. There are very few conditions that would disallow or make it not appropriate to have the flu vaccine.
Okay, and so this is the time of year to get it.
Yes.
We used to give flu vaccine a little bit later in the year, starting in November-ish. Do we do that anymore?
No, I mean, certainly if you look across the city, everybody has flu vaccine offered now. So we're trying to get people as protected early as possible in the flu season. And certainly it is not too early now. That immunity will last throughout the entire flu season. So if you get your flu shot in September, October, that is great.
Okay, and so once you get the flu shot, how long does it take before it takes effect or you build that immunity?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably a week or so before you have full immunity. So again, we want to make sure that people are practicing good hand hygiene. If you cough into your sleeve, wash your hands, certainly wash your hands before you eat. And then avoiding, public places when the flu season is really peaking. That would be a good way also to keep yourself safe.
Okay, so if you have some of those symptoms that you talked about, the high fever, the cough, those things, and you think you might have influenza, what is your recommendation for people to do?
My recommendation, if you're starting to feel sick, get to the clinic as soon as possible. There is a treatment available for influenza, but it needs to be started within 48 hours of feeling those symptoms. So if you can get to the clinic quickly and get tested, that's great. If not, stay home from work, stay home from school, because we just know that it spreads so quickly among people.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't have quite as bad of a flu season as we did last year.
Yeah.
Last year was a high flu season, high rate of people who got very ill.
Yeah, it sure was. It was actually one of our very highest number of total flu cases in the state that we've ever seen. So,
okay.
Yep. We want to get everybody protected.
All right.
Yep.
Well, hopefully people heed our message and we don't have quite as bad of a year this year.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Tingley.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Abanese from Falls Community Health, here to talk to you today about child passenger safety. Infants and toddlers should ride in a rear-facing car seat for as long as possible, until they reach the height and weight recommendations allowed by their seat. After that, they should ride in a forward-facing car seat with a harness for as long as possible, until again they reach the height and weight limitations. When children exceed these limits, they should use a booster seat until they reach at least 4 feet 9 inches in height, usually around 8 to 12 years of age. For more information or to have your car seat checked, please contact your local physician or Sioux Falls Fire Rescue.
Welcome back, everybody. Do you know good dental health is critical for our youth? And we're lucky enough to have a new dentist in Sioux Falls Community Health. Let's tune in and listen to his tips.
Here at Falls Community Health, we put dental health as one of our priorities. And right now we have gotten a new dentist with us, Dr. Jamie Kohler. Dr. Kohler, welcome. We are so happy to have you here at Falls Community Health. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Burndale, Minnesota, so really small town, about 600 people. And then I did my undergrad years at Concordia in Moorhead, Minnesota, and then I went to the U of M for dental school. I graduated in 2017, and I spent a year out in Howard, South Dakota, again, really small town. And then I moved back here to Sioux Falls.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about what you like about a bigger city, or what you're looking forward to about serving the patients we have here at Falls Community Health?
Sioux Falls is really great because it's a really diverse community. You meet patients from all sorts of backgrounds. So that's been really awesome. And Sioux Falls really has kind of the benefits of a bigger city without a lot of the inconvenience. There's not crazy traffic. People are really friendly still, but you still kind of get all the assets that a large city has to offer.
Okay, and one of your duties here will be serving our school-based clinics. We have 3 school-based clinics, one at Terry Redland, one at Hayward, and one at Hawthorne, all elementary schools. And we serve those children there. Sometimes we serve the public, but the majority of our focus is on the kids at those schools. Tell us about what you're looking forward to in serving children at those schools.
The school clinics are great because it takes a lot of the pressure off of the parents to have to bring the kids to their appointment. We can be right there on site, just get them from the classroom, do all their work. It's hard enough being a parent these days without having to worry about bringing your kids to a bunch of dental appointments. So it's a really, really great opportunity for us to see and treat those kids, and the parents can stay at work and the kids can just go right back to class and they don't have to miss a lot of time.
Okay, so we offer a lot of services at those schools. Talk to us a little bit about some of the preventative services that we're doing at our school-based clinics.
Sure, so we do cleanings. We have a hygienist there on site. They're not there every day, but I think they're there quite a bit out of the week. We do sealants as well. We apply fluoride if we can. So we really try to do our best to keep those kids, prevent them from getting cavities, but then of course we're there for the operative side as well. If they do get cavities, we're right there on site to be able to treat those for them.
Okay, and talk a little bit about maybe some of the other things that parents could do at home to help those kiddos from getting cavities before you ever have to see them. So kind of just some tips and tricks that moms and dads can take away.
So I think helping your kids brush their teeth usually until they can tie their shoes, which is about 5 years old. So it's a little later, I think, than most parents think. So just kind of making sure you're helping them. They don't have the dexterity to brush their teeth really well until about 5. And then kind of limiting the sugary drinks. I think juice is a big one that people question. Juice has been marketed as being really healthy. People don't realize there's also a lot of sugar in juice. So just trying to limit those sugary drinks to meal times, not letting them sip on them all day long helps a ton.
Okay. And what about after school kind of snack things? What do we want to stay away from?
You know, anything with a lot of sugar, even fruits unfortunately have a lot of sugar in them. So really it's not more so a question of what snacks can they have, but just kind of limiting the duration that they're eating. So have your snack, but maybe don't let them be snacking on those fruit snacks all afternoon long until dinner time.
All right, well, we are very happy to have you here at Falls Community Health helping to serve our patients, and especially at our school-based clinics where it's of great importance for those kids to start off with a really healthy mouth.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
The Sioux Falls Disability Awareness Commission helps bring to light the challenges people with disabilities face on a daily basis. It also helps us understand how adaptive sports can be something that these folks can enjoy. Here's one example.
We are out here at Family Park, one of Sioux Falls city parks. We are very blessed that we have a little breeze going. We got some sun. We call this our adaptive paddling activity, so we can canoe and kayak. We work with individuals in the Sioux Falls community area that have some physical disabilities. So if they have difficulty getting around, whether it's visual impairment or some physical limitations, we provide the adaptive equipment and some volunteers and physical assistance to help provide them with an opportunity to get in a kayak.
3 years ago, I pretty much had given up. I mean, I was so depressed, I'd just given up because of all the problems I was having, and this group has taught me that there's no such thing as can't or never. This whole group is wonderful. It's turned my life around.
With adaptive supplies now on the market, anyone can do anything.
The neat opportunities that we have is providing that new experience and some self-esteem and some independence. So they maybe when they first start our program, they need somebody helping them get in the kayak. And maybe after 6 weeks, they're able to get in the kayak without our assistance. We have some that have never paddled before that are able to manage that paddle. We have the adaptive equipment that helps them to succeed, helps them gain that independence, that self-satisfaction of, despite this disability, I can still do this. And that's the huge part of it.
I just enjoy doing it. Actually, running the paddles and going around the lake. That's fun.
I've always loved the water, but I have never been in a kayak, and I find it extremely peaceful, relaxing. Even though I never had voted, I always would find myself at the water edge for relaxation and to calm myself. And it's even better now.
I just think it's a lovely experience. Something I'd never been able to do like 10 years ago. They couldn't do that. Didn't have the equipment to help us get set up in kayaks.
As always, thank you everybody for joining us for this month's City Scene. If you're looking for more information or just want to watch the show one more time, visit YouTube or SiouxFalls.org. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.